What up?
Hall of Famer,
HOF. I invented that.
the Hoff.
On the half. I invented that.
You're the Hasselhoff. You're the
No.
Cardinal Hoff.
There you go.
Yeah.
We had fun. It was a good night.
Congrats on your indictment for the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame, by the way.
indictment. I like people wrote that. I was indicted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, our pre-stream chat, our pre-stream game, pre-stream
Between gang.
gang.
Yeah.
They don't really know the difference between indictment and induction, but hey, it's all the same to Phil.
Same thing to some of them too. Maybe they got inducted, indicted. But it was fun. We had a good time. Wyatt Moore introduced me.
Yeah. Did you
Everybody Wyatt.
Did you tell him to tell his son to get back to work? Was
Well,
Dustin there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dustin was there, and
That's good.
he's in here already too.
I already saw
Go to
him.
work.
Yeah, get back to work, buddy.
Jeez.
Go slide down the pole.
He's practicing. He's a pole dancer. He's gonna be a pole dancer.
He's gonna be the dude that just like cooks like the nice meals for everybody.
Oh,
They
we
don't
got a
send-
buddy.
they-
Our other buddy does that. His name is Tony. He's every time Tony's at the firehouse, he posts a picture of what he made for meals.
Yeah, they don't send him out anywhere just in case he
No,
gets hurt.
Yeah, he's a cook. We don't want to cook to get hurt. And how do you? Oh no, we can't eat.
Yeah, they don't send him out there ever since that one incident with the cat in the electrical box. How can you be inducted into something you invented, Phil? That's a great question.
Yeah, well, that's how you do it. I didn't know what I wanted to be in, so I invented it.
Yeah, and people are asking, what's up with Tuesday again? Why are we on Tuesday, not Wednesday?
It'll be back next week. We're on Wednesday forever.
Allegedly.
Allegedly forever-ish.
You got to get your appointment straight.
I got it. I'm telling you, it's the last one. I had to go.
Tell them Tuesdays only or Thursdays. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I know it. I know. Well, the problem is I bowl on Thursdays. I bowl on Tuesdays.
It's not a problem.
Well, yeah, it is. It's all about me. I wanted to make sure I can bowl on those days.
Yeah.
So I had the doctor's appointment, the knee little work on the knee on Wednesday.
I really wish I had my tiny little violin to grab right now.
I'm not the one that brought this up. You did.
I didn't. I'm just reading what the
business.
I'm just reading what people are writing. It's my
well,
job. It's my job.
Back on Wednesdays.
Yes, we'll be back on Wednesdays, everybody.
Next
sorry
week.
for the inconvenience, or sorry for the incontinence, since we don't. So we have to indictment and stuff.
We have to keep track of attendance. Maybe the attendance will go down on Wednesdays.
Maybe it might. I don't know. If it's bad today, we're never doing Tuesday again, are we?
But if it's really good today, what are we going to do?
We're not going to stay on Tuesday, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know why. You want to tell them why?
Because the sun is out in Muskegon in West Michigan, which means that it's almost golf weather, and I play golf on Tuesday, so I just can't possibly.
There you go. Now wait. So your golf game is better than all of our fans' attendance. If they like Tuesday.
It's just I'm more in the podcast zone on Wednesdays. I have more to talk about.
Okay.
I'm more in the zone.
Okay.
Besides, Wednesdays are a good day. Middle of the week, breaks up the monotony. Gives you something to do, something to look forward to.
I agree. Tuesdays. Wednesdays are better. I agree with you. Let's talk about the link that you're going to put up.
I'm putting up a link. Are we doing a giveaway today?
We're going to do a giveaway today like we always do, Nick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean this guy?
Yeah, that one. Nick's going to put a link up. You're going to put your name in it unless you're a member of our staff. Then you can't.
Or else we're going to come and shave your dog.
That's right. And then once you put your name in there, we'll draw a name, we'll spin it. And if you're still on the show, you have 90 seconds once your name is announced to let us know you're on the show. And if you're in the show watching, then you can have an option for another spin.
I'm surprised you didn't try to cut it down to a minute.
I will.
Mm-hmm. Well, the link is up, everyone. So get your entries in. Like he said, if you're on staff, don't enter. If I look you up and you're in the staff group, you're going to get a nasty gram.
Be shortly not on the staff group right after that. But Yeah, you could get a spin and win a pair of shoes and decide that you want something else, and you could get a grip sack.
Are you getting a fax right now? Is someone faxing you something right now?
Do something. That's correct.
You know what? I can't possibly fax you anything. You know why, Phil?
It's a car repair place.
Did you tell them that you can't respond to the fax? You can't send them a fax because it's the year 2024.
Well, I use the fax machine a lot. No, I'll fax emails to people and stuff like that.
I'm sure you
I don't physically put the paper in it.
Yeah, okay.
No, but like I'll get tax return stuff I got to do. I fax stuff to the accountant.
All right.
Spin it.
What's it going to land on right now?
Chamois.
I'm going chamois too. I'm going yellow. Team yellow.
I want the yellow that was on the top. Chamois day.
Yellow.
Day.
No. Oh, it's prime for a new ball today, guys. So be sure to get your entries in, because new ball. Yeah. Who doesn't want a new ball?
Right. Did you hear about that guy in Maryland that hit the lottery? They put the wrong numbers up by mistake.
Oh no!
No! Listen to this. No, listen to this. I know this is off topic, but the guy buys a ticket, and then he goes and he doesn't see the drawing, so he goes and looks the next day, and somewhere it's posted his numbers. So he takes a picture of it, puts it in a safe deposit box. The next day goes down to the place, and they said, no, that wasn't the drawing. That was a test drawing that we do from time to time to make sure it works, and it shouldn't have been published.
Wow.
And here are the real numbers.
It was on the same date that he.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they did a test. They do a whatever they would call it, preliminary drawing or something like that from time to time to make sure everything's working. Yeah, right.
Why would you film it though? Like, why would that even
No, it wasn't filmed. It was just posted by mistake. Somebody posted those numbers by mistake.
Wow.
So now they're suing the lottery. But what are the odds of the numbers you get picked, but not the day it's supposed to be picked on? I mean,
Anyway. Yep. Someone mentioned that I didn't change the date on the giveaway thing, but yeah, I'm gonna update it right now. I should say the right date, 2/20. Yeah, use that. Should still work. But yeah, just updated it for you. But yeah, that's crazy. Can you imagine? Like, whenever I play Powerball or whatever, I'm lucky to get maybe a number. I'm lucky.
Exactly.
Maybe if I match the Powerball, I might match the Powerball once, and I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I got $2 back on my $10 ticket. Yeah, baby.
Won the lotto.
Yeah. So this guy has the numbers, and they do a test drawing, pick his numbers, and somehow that gets leaked out. So now he's suing.
He's suing him. Yeah, that's crazy.
Suing the lottery. Yeah, he ain't gonna win.
No. I mean, you could just scan the barcode. I mean, at least in the state of Michigan, you can scan the barcode after the drawing.
You can do it here too. I have the thing on my app, on my phone.
Yeah.
It's an app.
You just scan it. And,
he went down to the office with the ticket. Give me my money.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't win. Yes, I did. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Look at my phone.
Yeah,
exactly. That's gonna hold up in court for sure.
It's gonna hold up in court. So anyhow, today we're gonna talk about the formats.
Tournament
formats, and we'll talk about the ones the PBA have, and maybe some of the people tuning in can give us their favorite format.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I have to get a scorecard to follow it now, because every week the format seems to be a little different.
Yeah, with the exception of this week and last week. Yeah, they have a few select ones, but. They're not really sticking to anything.
I know it.
And I don't know if that's good or bad, or it's going to lend itself to certain players doing better than others.
I don't know if that's the case either. You're right. I didn't even think of player matching up the tournament formats.
The shorter formats, are not going to favor some of the players that come on strong late, or that are better and longer formats. Well, especially if they come out to a slow start.
I always see that it seems the cream rises to the crop, and the longer you bowl, the more opportunity for those better players to get there. I'm gonna go back in time a little bit, maybe in the 70s, where they had 3 blocks of 6. Then they cut to the top 24. and then you had a round robin semifinals, and then a top 5 made the show.
Yeah.
So you had
Long
42
format.
games, 42 games, right?
Yeah.
In the Players Championship this year, it was 4 blocks of 6, cut to the top 24, match play, 48 games.
Yeah. True major.
And that was the was a really strong show too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean they've all been pretty strong, but that
was the one that was like talked about, right?
That's a good question. Great question. What was the one that was just talked about? That was just.
Well, wasn't the one with that Bill O'Neill won the Players?
It was stacked. It was definitely stacked.
It was.
Yeah, I mean the longer format, you're gonna see those same familiar faces
right
in there. I'm pretty sure it was the U.S. It's got to be the U.S. Open, right?
The U.S. Open was no, that was the one that Guppy Troop, Kyle Troop won. So that was the U.S. Open, which, by the way, is not really open.
Right. Yeah, that was the stacked one right there. Simo, Troop, Belmo, Tackett, Bill O'Neill.
And what was the one that O'Neill won? The Players.
That was the Players.
Right. That was the stacked one. That was 48 games.
That was the longer, the longer format.
And then the U.S. Open was even longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was it was 3 blocks of 8.
So do you think every single tournament should be that format?
Well, I mean, let's talk about the U.S. Open for a second. It's 3 blocks of 8. They cut to the top 36. You bowled 8 more games.
Yeah.
Then they cut to the top 24. Then you bowled head to head. It was 56 games.
Yeah, I mean,
so what do you think? I mean, I think longer formats are better.
I think they reserve that for the majors for sure, and I think they're trying to experiment. But I think sometimes they experiment the wrong way. You know, like for instance, okay, so last year your favorite tournament, the TOC, went to the top 17, and they all got on TV. Your extension ladder finals.
The extension ladder finals. Why was that? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Like, I mean, why didn't they just make it a longer format?
Because they wanted to have more TV slot time to fill. I don't know the answer.
I guess maybe that's the answer. I don't know if that was the answer. But I mean, to me, the longer the format, the more likely you're going to have the better bowlers on TV.
Yeah, and I think
we agree on that. We could agree on that, right?
You're going to probably see the same 6 to 10 people on every show, on every major.
Well, isn't that what they wanted with the extension ladder finals?
They wanted more people on the show. They wanted more faces. Those faces don't necessarily all get on the show. We saw some unfamiliar faces on that because.
And you picked the Tournament of Champions to do that.
That's what they did.
The most prestigious tournament in PBA history.
Yeah.
The Tournament of Champions. You picked that tournament to do that.
Yeah. But at the same time, with like the Masters, take for instance, that's a completely different format as well.
But that's an amateur tournament, by the way.
Right. But it's a long format, but in a different way. It's all match play.
Absolutely.
Total pins, right?
Yes.
So even though you're bowling, you're typically unless you win your matches right away, you bowl a lot less, but it's very hard for the same people to always be in that show because you never know how match play is going to go because it's elimination. Right. It's either you win or you go. But I mean, obviously 3 game totals is going to lend itself to more skill.
Right. But that's a throwback to the old days, the Masters.
Right.
When they had the match play tournaments.
Now the US Open, and the Players, that was a more traditional long format, with your 3 blocks of qualifying or whatever it was, and then you cut to that and you go to round robin.
For the US Open. Right.
For the U.S. Open. Yeah, my only gripe now with the U.S. Open is it's not a U.S. Open anymore.
It's not open.
It's not open to anybody because I can't sign up for that tournament.
No. So they used to have qualifiers, and each association would get spots into that tournament. For instance, like when I lived in Long Island, they got like, not Long Island only, New York, for instance, would have like 10, 12, 15, 20 spots.
Right.
And then Long Island would have a tournament, and the first prize would be an entry into the U.S. Open plus $1,000. Second prize was just the entry.
Yeah.
So Long Island would have it, Brooklyn would have it, Queens would have it.
What year was it? Like, what year was timing? Was it 80s and 90s?
The early 80s.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So the main field, how many people were in that field back then?
It was open, meaning it was 400 and something people.
Right. So I looked at the numbers, and the USBC only goes back to 15 because they didn't have a tournament in 14. I guess they only go back 10 years or whatever. So there was no US Open in 2014 because they didn't have a sponsor or whatever the reason was.
Okay.
And then 15 and 16, they had 275 entries, 228 entries.
Right.
And then after that, they pretty much turned it into a invite only, basically.
Right.
Semi open. But now,
but they didn't have qualifying to win a spot into it. You could still do that, right? You could say, we're going to invite 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones are going to come from regional tournaments like golf does with the US Open. Doesn't golf have regional winners that make it into the US Open?
I don't know the formats, but there's a lot of things that golf does that bowling does not. And I can't imagine if it was flip-flop. Could you imagine any kind of bonus for winning matches, say in a tournament in golf? No. Can you imagine buys in bowling or in golf? Like, hey, you played really great today on Thursday and Friday. You get a buy on Saturday. You get
you don't play. No, I agree with you. But the US Open to me is, again, a prestigious tournament, but I think that the qualifying rounds locally get people to go, would be sent from your region. It's pretty cool. And then you could have 150 or 200 person field. You can have a limited amount that what you want, the USBC wants to invite, and then have qualifying where each association gets memberships.
I mean, they could have just opened it up. Like when I bowled the US Open, I think in 04, 03, 05,
it was just open. Right.
And found it was wide open. There was like 400 entries. I don't know that exact number. I couldn't actually find that number.
Exactly.
But
what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that. Why would you turn down all the people that want to bowl? The Masters sold out in like an hour. Not even that. Like,
so how many people? How much is the entry fee for the Masters?
I think it was $500.
And how many entries they're going to have
for the Masters? I don't know, but I know the US Open was 108 entries.
Okay. Realistically, I bet you the Masters has 300 entries.
Call it 360. Nice round number.
So that's 180,000 in entry fees. Added.
I'm sure the chat will chime in and tell us exactly what the Masters is. They can help us out with our.
Yeah, that's 180,000.
Right.
At 500 added money.
There you go. But
not even from sponsorships or anything else.
Masters is almost 400 entries. Someone says. So that's the same thing. Like, why can't the US Open be like that? Instead of 108 entries paying 500.
Right.
Get back to the 400. There's people that want to bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't understand the thought process with.
Well, I will tell you what I think, and I heard through the grapevine years and years and years ago, was the players got upset that amateurs were bowling in their tournaments.
It's an amateur tournament.
Exactly.
It's an amateur tournament. Now, granted, you can't just go play the golf US Open. Obviously you got to qualify for that.
Right,
but at one point in time, the bowling did that.
I
think we should put in free entries in like bowling ball boxes so that you buy a ball and it's got like a little golden ticket to the US Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have, that's a 56 game tournament. And then you get to the Illinois Open with 3 6-game blocks, cut to the top 24. And then it's best of 7 brackets. So you don't know how many games you're going to bowl, right? You can go 4 and out, right? But here's the problem I have with that tournament. The 5th spot, the guy lost his match and he still made the show.
Right.
So why do you have a format that lends itself to 4 finalists and then you arbitrarily, it's not arbitrary, it's the highest qualifier, gets in automatically? Mm-hmm. So here's an interesting scenario. And I don't remember exactly who the players were, but EJ Tackett got in because he lost to Marshall Kent.
Yeah, he was the highest seed that lost in that round.
But he lost to Marshall Kent, right?
Right, because Marshall was number 1 seed. Whoever lost that match, it didn't matter other than seeding.
Marshall wouldn't have been on the show.
Marshall was the number 1 seed.
No, who was the other match that wouldn't have been on the show? Who did EJ lose to Marshall? I don't think so. I don't remember.
Beat Sean, I believe.
Yeah. So here's what happens.
EJ lost to Jake, and he had to bowl Jake again on the show the first game.
Show. Right. So if Marshall loses, who's on the show?
Marshall would have been 5th seed.
Correct.
EJ would have been out.
Right.
So Jake would have bowled Marshall, I believe.
Right.
But yeah, figuring that stuff out, it's like, okay, the highest seed that loses in that round is automatically 5th seed.
Yeah. So, you got a guy who loses a match and makes the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable that it could happen that way, but it does. I mean, that's the way the format is. Then you go to Missouri, 3 6-game blocks, cut to the top 32, carry the pins.
Missouri.
6 more games, cut to the top 24, carry the pins.
Yeah, it's King of the Hill.
6 more games, cut to the top 12. Yeah, exactly. Carry the pins. 6 more games, cut to the top 5, 36 games. No match play.
Here's my pitch. This is how I think they should make these better. Is have a mystery game score every game. Whoever's number gets called, you get extra 30 bonus pins in qualifying. Let's just turn this into a full freaking circus.
Exactly right. You're right, Nick. I'm telling you, you're right.
And even better, why not have, you bowl a 6-game block, those strike pots where you have to get strikes in certain frames.
Oh, yeah, certain frames.
You buy your little $5 entry or whatever, and you go up to the front desk and put your name down and say, hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. I'd like to enter my name into that. And then if you strike in all those categories, then you get even more bonus pins. You get a buy into the next round. You can get a buy into the top 24.
So as a fan of the game, and I hadn't been to a PBA tournament in a while. I went to watch some of the U.S. Open. Unfortunately, I went on a wrong day, or else I would have saw the series from Cops. But
it wasn't Cops.
It wasn't Cops. But anyway, as a fan, I would like to see matches, 1-game matches. I want to see everybody bowl each other. The beauty of that is the guy in 24th has a chance to make the show because he's bowling 24 games with 30 pin bonus for a win.
Right. And it's happened.
Earl Anthony did it a couple of times. The guy's was on
Parker was my favorite story at the World Championship. He was the last person in. He was of the World Championship qualifiers. He was 24th to qualify.
Right.
And then he started from 24th place in match play, and then he worked his way up to the 5th spot.
Right.
And then ran the table.
And then the table. Right. It's like a Cinderella story.
Yeah, but at the same token, though, that if you do the match play, like the elimination style, the guy who finishes in 24th or whatever the number is, 32, because they give buys, right?
Yeah.
They do buys.
Yeah.
That person has just as much a chance as the number 1 seed to make it, because all you have to do is beat the person in front of them. They don't have to beat the field. They got to
beat that person 4 times.
Hey, flip of a coin.
You know what? But I think, going pair to pair and then the fans get to watch everybody across the house.
Yeah. But
we used to go to the tournament when I was younger and see what the cross was. And that's where we would go sit. So because the place was packed.
Yeah, you couldn't move around much, so you just sit and watch everybody come through.
Yeah, but you wanted to get the right cross. So, hey, if we sit here, we're going to see Petraglia and somebody else. If we sit here, we're going to see so-and-so and somebody else. But then you got to see everybody. And the guy in 24th wins a match, shoots 200, he plus 30. Goes up the ladder a little bit. But, right now, the guy gets into the top 24 if it's the bracket, and he bowls 4 games and loses 4 games, he's out.
Yeah. Doesn't have to bowl the next 20. That's a bonus for him.
But not for the fans. People want to go there and watch bowlers. That's why they go there, to watch bowling.
How many people were watching, spectating when you went to the U.S. Open?
It's pretty crowded. But I think it was probably, don't forget, they only used half the house.
Right.
They only had 36 bowlers on the squad.
That's crazy.
I don't get it.
Right? In an 80-lane center.
80-lane center. I should have went up to the desk and got a lane. I could have went and bowled down the other end of the house.
Hey, can I get some warm-up games? I'm bowling the Pro-Am later, and I'd really like to get some
I really want to loosen up. So, why wouldn't you have everybody there to watch people bowl?
Did they have birthday parties going? Was there a book?
Could have been. I could have had a birthday. Maybe we should have held our staff. We had our team, our strategic plan meeting, sales meeting there. We could have done a bowling party while the U.S. Open was going on.
That's perfect. Why not?
So, I don't understand the limited field. I don't understand why they don't want to give the spectators more bowling to watch, more matches.
I think even for the kicker, you should just throw in some colored pins and like make it a full on Monte Carlo.
Absolutely.
Got a $1.50 shot on lane 22. Go ahead.
Yeah, that adds you to your earnings this year. Perfect.
Just hold on, we're not paying out in cash. We're gonna send you a 1099.
Yeah, exactly. The Missouri one is the 3 blocks of 6.
Missouri.
You end up on 36 games. And this week is Indiana, right? It's 3 blocks, 3 6-game blocks cut to the top 32. It's same as Missouri.
Thank you. Yeah. We might have some locals from Missouri there, so you don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, I know it. But to me, when the tour came to town, we got to see guys that you never saw before, because I only saw it on TV, right? You only saw the 5 guys on TV.
So why not just go during qualifying? You see everybody, right?
I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, but like match play, it's like I wouldn't go watch on match play really, unless it was like maybe like the Friday night.
No, we went to match play too because it was exciting, and then we used to have ridiculous bets. Like I got all the guys with blue shirts on, you got all the guys with red shirts on. But we were there for the night to watch. It was fun. But when the guys came to town, you didn't know who some of these people were. I'll give you a name, Malacosta from California, right?
I know who Malacosta is.
Yeah. Okay. The guy made a TV show months before they came to Garden City. So we went there to watch the guy bowl. We'll see the guy bowl in person.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a different atmosphere. Like the first time you ever go watch an event, it's all different because it's like they're just all bowling league, more or less. It's just a big group of guys bowling, and it's obviously organized, and there's lots of crowds, and they're moving around.
Yeah.
But there's no TV lights. It's just a bowling center full of bowlers.
I watched them bowl. And then we used to go back on Friday night. I mean, we had to get there like at 4:00 in the afternoon to get a seat. It was so crowded. And we'd watch the match play, the final 8. Who's fighting for the show. It was exciting. But now I don't think that the excitement is there. I don't think it's the same, is what I'm saying. And I always like to see, did you just freeze? He did. Do you believe that? The guy has one job, just one job, and he froze. Unbelievable. So to me, it's just a matter of what's best for the fans. If that's what you want to gear your tournaments towards, I don't know if
sorry about that. I already picked a winner. Did anybody see?
Yeah, who won? I was just saying, I don't know if it's not geared towards the fan base anymore. To go watch bowling. Froze again. There he is. He didn't freeze. He's got one job.
Not to.
Yeah, you're freezing.
I got a lot of jobs. I'm going to post the link one more time before I'm unable to even do anything.
Then we'll take some questions on the tournaments.
Well, we'll do top 5 first.
Before we take questions on the tournament?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, we're going to do it right now?
No. Go ahead. You wanted to post the link.
I just posted the link. Relax. Just drink your drink. All right, here we go.
Do you have any questions about the tournaments and what they think?
We're going to get to those. The open Q&A part is after. We got 172 entries so far in the giveaway. We got 270 plus people watching. So get your entries in.
Top 5 reasons to bowl the U.S. Open Championship this year.
The USBC Open Championship. Nationals.
Yeah. Nationals. That's nationals. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Not the USBC Open. Not the U.S. Open.
Not the U.S. Open. The USBC Open Championships, the nationals. Okay.
And I want to remind everybody that I did this top 5. This is not coming from Phil. This is not a cooperative.
As usual, he did the top 5.
As per usual.
That's pretty.
All right, number 5. Vegas, baby. Not Reno.
How about next year, Baton Rouge?
That's all right. That's fine.
All right.
But yeah, that's the number 5 reason. I guess
Vegas.
I could have put it's not Reno, but I mean, I like Reno. It was actually a good week. We were there. They had a lot of stuff going on in downtown.
They did. We walked down. They had the concerts going on, and
yeah, it's great.
A bunch of cowboys in town.
Good times. Number 4. Hey, cheap hot dogs.
At South Point, they are.
Anybody been to South Point? They know all about those hot dogs. You can get them sometimes on the casino floor, or you get them right there at the right by. Yep. No. Yeah, by the sports book, or you get them right by the bowling
by the bowling center. Yeah, but you know what? They're 50 cents more by the bowling center.
I mean, location. They got to wheel that thing up there.
Yeah, that's it.
Number 3.
All right.
More food. In-N-Out Burger, Lucille's Barbecue.
Isn't that your plan? You land and go to In-N-Out Burger?
That's always my plan. If I ever fly anywhere that has an In-N-Out Burger, that is my first stop. There's no exceptions.
Okay.
That's where I go.
Lucille's is good. I like Lucille's.
It's a small chain. It's not like an individual, but there's not that many locations. But Lucille's Barbecue, fantastic. Oh yeah, someone mentioned Del Taco too. Yeah, we have Del Tacos on the other side of the state here, but yeah, those 2 right there are always on my hit list.
All right.
Number 2.
Flights
aren't $700 plus.
This year they might be.
No, I already looked. I mean, obviously June's a long way out, so the flights haven't really, their pricing hasn't really affected anything, but it's like 500 right now.
I booked mine today. It was $190 going and $335 coming back.
So 500 for you, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Number 1. This one really, really hits right in the heart of my existence. What do you think it is?
Slot machines, 25-cent slot machines, nickel slots,
slot.
Wow.
No.
Okay, what is it?
I might have a full team this year.
Last year, Nick did not have a full team. I apologized, but apparently, this is the epitome of the let's beat the dead horse. We understand.
Hey, it's funny.
When are you going this year, by the way?
Middle of June.
Yeah, me too. But when?
When are you going? I'll tell you.
19th.
I think we're there before you.
All right.
Are you bowling during the week?
No, I'm getting there on Wednesday. We bowl Friday. So yes.
So you're bowling. The 19th is a Wednesday.
That's when we're getting there.
So you're bowling on the 22nd.
Yeah, Friday.
So you're bowling 21st. Yeah, we're there before you. We're there the weekend before.
Okay. All right. So you'll be gone by the time I get there. Thank God.
Well, luckily now I know your itinerary. Yeah, I'll definitely be long gone.
Yeah, I just booked it on Southwest today, just in case flights went through the roof. If they lower, I can always rebook. So,
David Porter says, "Don't forget Lincoln Best Ball is at the end of June." Did we even play the best ball last year, Dave? I thought you had played with someone that was better than me.
There you go.
We always play the White Lake Open. There's been a lot of questions. I'm going to try to fast track everything because we never get to all of them. I'm going to try my best. You know, my best isn't always good enough, so I'm still going to try. Okay, yeah, we got to get through all the pre-chat stuff.
Okay.
Phil's got a question, or Dennis has a question about your radical rundown this week, where you talked about things that have become irrelevant, and he said number 1 was one-handed bowling.
Yeah, it's becoming irrelevant.
Do you believe that one-handed is going to die out in a professional sense, or will we only two-handers in the future?
Well, I think if you start looking at the PBA tour, and let's go back to the beginning of bowling, when people were younger in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, and the classic styles, people would go to the lanes and emulate their favorite bowler. I remember people going there, and we would joke around with my friends, who and they would do that "Who am I" type thing. I didn't start bowling until I was out of college, so
it shows.
Yeah, I know it. I can't talk to others, but I know, a lot of kids we talk to, even people nowadays, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I know one of the stories Johnny told me, Petraglia, was I forget who the bowler was. We used to go try to emulate him as a kid, and it's just something key. So I think what's happened today is the PBA wants that to be prevalent on the tour because if it wasn't, they could put patents out that stopped it. They put patents out that make
or they ban balls. Or they ban balls that equalize the one-handers.
That's exactly right. They ban balls that made it whatever. Not today. So you have the PBA puts more guys on TV. Last week was incredible. Last week there were 5 guys using thumbs.
Joey Pants, I think he bought a cake for that watch.
Sure he did. So I think the PBA is going to. They like it. Tom Clark told me he liked it a long time ago because people couldn't do it at the time when it was first started. And he also liked people lofting the gutter 25 feet on a lane because people can't do it. The more you see that on television, the more likely the generations behind us are going to emulate that. And therefore, the one-hander will become irrelevant. And let me tell you what, they're already becoming less competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
So
mean,
think about that. Less competitive.
When's the last time you saw a 300 RPM one-hander on the show?
Well, yeah, right. Exactly. Number one, you don't. Number two is the guys on the show have a high rev rate, but it's coming to a point where they still can't compete.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come to that. So
yeah, it's become so ideal to obviously clear the thumb every shot. And if you miss one, 200 doesn't have to clear the thumb. So it's an advantage. It's for sure an advantage. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Go watch the kids today. I mean, I go early on Tuesday. The high school kids are there practicing. I go there and have something to eat, watch them. And there's got to be 15 kids that throw it with 2 hands in a couple of the schools that are in there practicing.
Yeah, and they're all athletic and they can do it really well.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. They're better athletes, so they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll get some random questions. Nick, do you bowl the Michigan State tournament? I've bowled it once since I've been here. So no, I've never historically been a city state guy. I'll probably not get in the Hall of Fame just like Phil. Phil's got Hall of Fames in every state.
I don't bowl state tournaments either.
So you had a superior superior performance at what? Being league secretary? What'd you get in for?
Yeah, I was superior performance for being the secretary of the league and having a podcast.
Yeah, the least
podcast Hall of Fame.
I think that really put you over the edge because you weren't even considered until you got the podcast.
Yeah, they didn't know who I was until the podcast came.
They're like, hey, doesn't this guy bowl league every Thursday down there? Astro?
Yeah, he's the guy on the podcast. And that other guy. And what's his name?
Maybe he'll give us a shout out on the show. Maybe we'll get some donations.
Yeah, and what's his name? He's with him.
And what's his name? I get that quite a lot. What's his name?
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay. It's like real power is in the shadows.
I agree.
It's not in the light. It's in the shadows. It's better if you don't know who I am. You won't know who's coming for you. Robert also asked, do I do lessons? No, I do not. Not since I had my pro shops. That's when last time I did.
Giving you a lesson anyway. Are you kidding me?
I mean, what could hurt?
Let me look at your grip. Oh, your fingers in. No, that ain't right. We got to make them look like this.
That's not messed up enough.
Yeah,
it's like you're still throwing regular fingertip. Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that? Let's put this finger on the other side of your hand and make you really come around it or something.
Yeah. Dave asked if I reviewed or thrown the Kingpin. Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, that ball's fairly old now. I think that ball came out in 17, 18. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have thrown it. I never reviewed it though. I mean, that's a fairly old ball now.
Yeah.
Phil's mad that you didn't invent the extension ladder finals. I agree. I think Phil really.
No, you know what? At some point, you have to stop. You can't say because I think it's ridiculous. Why would you invent something ridiculous? That was ridiculous.
Top 17 roll off. That's not ridiculous.
Yeah, top 17 roll off. Let me see. We have 37 guys in the field, and half of you are going to make the TV show.
Yeah.
Why just pick numbers? Pick numbers out of the hat.
Yeah. You're on, you're out, you're in, you're out.
That's it. Yeah.
Or it could be like in History of the World where she's going through, yes, no, yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Andrew wants to know, do you have any advice for someone coming back to bowling after a 7-year hiatus? He's 33. Hey, you want to answer that?
I can't.
He's got a bowling alley a mile from his house. We want to practice every other day for a couple of weeks. Any advice? What do you think?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the phone. Any advice for someone coming back to bowling after 7 years? Yes, 32 years old. Listen, my house and going to practice every day, a couple of weeks. So, coming back from 7 years, don't run out and buy new bowling balls.
Get fitted, refitted.
Get fitted. Yeah, but before you even, go to the shop and take the ball you have with you and let the guy tell you if it's still close to what you need to have. And don't fall into that trap that you need 7 different bowling balls because of lane conditions. Learn to bowl all over again. Bowl like you did. Move your feet. Play around with your hand positions. We sell bowling balls for a living. Don't fall into the trap of buy another bowling ball, another bowling ball.
Yeah, don't go on YouTube and start watching reviewers because we'll sell you on everything. Those lousy, shysty YouTubers.
Yeah, look at them, right? But you have to go in and get refitted. And then think about the way the game used to be for you, and you got to make some subtle changes. You'll find out right away. It'll come back to you that and there's more definitive dry and wet now. Mm-hmm. In most cases, you look at that second diamond, and to the right of it is going to be the Sahara Desert, and to the left of it is going to be Lake Okeechobee or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, at least it's not a 27-year hiatus. I mean, you haven't missed a whole lot.
No,
but
you missed a lot of technology.
You're practicing a lot. Just find your rhythm, get consistent, and get your fit checked out.
Make sure the ball fits.
Oops. Why is it called the open tournament if the tournament entryway is not open? That is false advertising by definition, right?
I think we should have a class action suit.
Yes. We could be like those Camp Lejeune advertisements. So if you've been affected by the water at Camp Lejeune, if you've been affected by the entries at the U.S. not open, please call this number 1-800-NOT-OPEN.
I saw a thing the other day on the internet. I was hysterical. I went home and just laughed even more. It had a picture of a dog dressed in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, if your owner had tried to pass off a full treat by breaking it in half, you might be entitled to some compensation. And then it had some phone number to call the dog so he can sue you for the treats. I've been saying that forever, and I don't have a problem with it have restrictions on how to get in it, but it's open, meaning at some level it has to be that anybody can get into that tournament. And one of the things is simply having qualifying.
And there you go. Verbal with the good info. 71 through 90s U.S. Open was 144 touring PBA players and 96 qualifiers.
Right.
240 players. There was U.S. Open qualifiers, like Phil said, but for 20 years it was 240 entries.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, there's obviously multiple ways to try to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to win your regional qualifiers to get your spot. I get it. I mean, they do that kind of like with the Masters, like local Masters tournaments. They'll incorporate free entries into the big Masters tournament if you win that event.
Right.
But the Masters is open. You can, if you're a good standing USBC member, you can go bowl the Masters, right?
That's right. You can do it.
Why didn't you?
I used to bowl the Masters. We used to bowl the last week of Nationals because, that's why I don't do it too. Or I'd stop doing it. The Masters used to be at the same site as the Nationals. So we would bowl the last weekend of Nationals. We bowl the team on the singles and doubles on Sunday. Monday was practice session for the Nationals. So we'd get there on Thursday or Friday and then bowl the Nationals. Then they moved the Masters to Wisconsin.
Right.
And then I stopped going. I went to that once, and then I said, I'm done doing this. So I liked it when the Masters was at the tournament site of Nationals.
I get it. I mean, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, but and you're there, right? I mean, you're right, and it was fine.
Yeah, but then you're not going to bowl otherwise because you already said that if it's not in your where you're going to do it, then
right, because I don't want to add another trip to my schedule. And then we realized that we were idiots for bowling that Sunday because he couldn't make any money because all the tour guys are in town, and they were bowling in the brackets.
Yeah. How many times did it take you to figure that one out?
Well, I think it only happened once.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you learned after the first try.
Yeah, it happened once, and then after that, we said, you know what, no, you know. So
all right, let's see. Anthony says last week's tournament and this week's, the bowlers who knocked down the most pins will be the number 1 seed on the show. What's wrong with that?
I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
to be a number 1 seed on the show. Again, it depends on what you consider how the format is. I like match play.
Yeah, there's no match play in this one except when you get when you get to TV.
Back in the 50s, that's how the bowling tournaments were for the PBA.
Well, yeah, you bowled the long format, but that was the winner. Like after the match play was over,
right?
Yeah. When Johnny won his first title, I think before he got drafted, it was it. There was no top 5 roll off. It was
right. So you have a TV show. So you're saying that the top guy who bowled all week was the leader, and then he's going to lose 1 game on TV. That defeats the purpose of I was the leader for the whole tournament, and now I have to bowl a match. Either you bowl a match or you don't bowl a match.
So I think there's like the purists, like you, who like the match play. You want to see all that. But then there's the purists before you that don't want to see that match play. They say, hey, this guy led the tournament by 500 pins, and he's going to lose to a guy that he beat in qualifying by 500 pins.
No, he didn't
by 1 game.
Right, exactly. And then, to me, again, I'm in the bowling business. I want fans. Fans like to see people bowl each other. So they see the TV, the format leading up to the TV was match play. You qualified to get to the semifinals. In the semifinals, you bowled each other. The winners advanced with 30-pin bonus. You got on TV and you bowled each other again. What Anthony's saying is, well, there's nothing wrong with the guy leading if that's your format.
Yeah, it's like there's this format is fine. I don't mind this format whatsoever with the King of the Hill type cut.
Yeah.
With the multiple cuts until you get to the top 5 for a TV show. It's as long as you bowl great, you're going to get up there. But there's no match play to rely on. There's no bonus pins to rely on. So it's just all score.
Right.
Tim, can you throw the purple hammer at nationals? We got an answer for that.
Absolutely. You know what? You have to remember one thing.
You want to know why that you can throw that at nationals?
Yeah, you have to remember one thing.
Because it's still legal. How
Still
about
legal.
that?
The governing body of bowling that runs the biggest tournament of the year says you can use it because they scientifically have proven the ball doesn't get soft.
Right. It reads softer even on their thing, but they said conclusively that was oil and contaminants.
Yep, exactly
that were pushing out, creating a larger footprint, and that larger footprint did not impact the performance of the ball. Why?
Yeah.
Because the performance of the ball wasn't affected because the ball didn't get softer.
It gets softer. So, somebody posted, I guess one of the bowling writers posted this week that Sean Rash was proven correctly. Absolutely not. The PBA wanted that rule in place. Even after we showed them, and we weren't the only ones that showed them, that the ball did not get softer, they still wanted the rule in place.
Right.
So,
if you ask the question, okay, does cleaning a ball make a ball softer or harder? Yes, or which one is it? Or nothing? Does it make a ball harder, softer, or doesn't affect it?
Provided you're not using a solvent.
Right, as long as you're not using acetone. I'm just talking about a USBC approved cleaner. Does it make it softer, harder, or does it do nothing at all? It does nothing at all. Now, does sanding a ball, if you hit it with surface, does it make it harder, softer, or no effect on the surface, on the hardness of the ball? No effect.
Right.
So why aren't they surfacing balls, since it has no effect one way or another, before they test them to get a clean slate of the ball?
Right.
Now, if you believe for 1 second that by rolling a ball once or 10 times down a lane makes the ball softer just because it got lane oil on it, I don't know what to tell you. Go back to chemistry class. Go back to physics.
I skipped that part of chemistry class because, like you said, if you think the ball got softer, then sand the ball and check it again.
Check it again.
Check it again.
Sometimes Even like with Randy, what Randy said about, just simple cleaning doesn't get all that out, because even
Exactly
the USBC
right.
found that out, is that even with cleaning, there's still stuff in the pores,
Right.
in the peaks and valleys of a urethane ball that are affecting the way the durometer reads.
Yeah, but you know what's even more amazing, Nick, about that? Take a ball, you throw it a bunch of times, it's got oil or contaminants. It started out at 78 or 75 or 73, and you hit it and it goes down to 71. It's reading softer.
Yeah.
Then you clean it with alcohol, 99% alcohol, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the number went to 72.
Right.
Did the watch suddenly get harder?
Right. Did it, or what happened?
What
Why
happened?
is there?
So when we showed them that, they still said it's softer. Yeah, but it's still reading softer. Let me clean it again. And the number kept going up. We did it in our video, in our podcast.
Yeah.
We
Well,
showed
why don't I
everybody.
just scratch a little surface with 500 grit? Did I just make it
check
soft? Did I
that.
make it harder? Did I just make the ball harder by doing
You
that?
made the ball harder. It's incredible. So yes, you can use it at nationals. I'm sorry we got off on that rant. But people today are still giving credit for that, saying that, they got the urethane balls banned, or the whatever ball was banned. Are you nuts? The ball didn't get softer; it read softer.
Yeah. With the exception of the 6 and 7 purple hammers, I might add,
those ones are
actually were produced softer. That's why they are non-conforming. So there was an issue with the actual production of the ball.
And those were built by Ebonite.
Yes.
Yes, in Kentucky.
It's just one of those things. You just kind of want to oh my God, where did you get your science degree?
It's like when you talk to somebody, you know what? It's my own fault. I'm going to tell you it's my own fault. Albert Einstein once said, never get into an argument with an idiot. He'll drag you down to their level, and then he'll beat you with experience. Yeah. And I got trapped in that. We're getting into the discussion about the PBA. You can't win.
No, it's their little club. They're going to make the rules. We'll make the different bowling balls to abide by the rules, and
exactly
that's
right.
It.
Yeah, exactly right.
You never want to get into an argument or a battle with somebody, a battle of wits with somebody who is unarmed. You feel better now after that rant? I should post a link one more time. Shoot, we got 6 minutes left before the entries close. I'm going to post the link one last time. Tell the rules.
Rules: if you're a member, don't join. Do not sign up.
If you're a staffer.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And then Nick's going to post the name. You post the link. You're going to sign up at the end of the show, and near the end, he's going to randomly pick a name. If you're on the show at the time when your name is picked, you're going to let us know. You say, I'm here, or whatever you want to say. We're going to spin the wheel. If you're here and you don't like the prize you got, like you want to,
you got to check in within 90 seconds. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you got to check in. And then we spin the wheel and you want a pair of shoes and you go, I really don't want the shoes. I'm going to go for the grip sack, and we'll spin it again. And then you get whatever comes up the second time.
That's how it works.
90 seconds.
Simple as that. Simple as that. All right. Scrolling down a little bit, trying to find some more questions before we break off into whatever else we're going to break off. I guess we have nothing really to break off into.
No, there's nothing. We're talking about we're taking questions now.
We probably could have talked about Purple Hammer for another 10 minutes, probably.
Oh my God. So frustrating. That is so frustrating.
Yeah. Oh man, here we go. Dustin says he's going to practice left-handed so he could copy you, his favorite bowler.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, maybe you can get in the Hall of Fame too there, Dustin.
At the Hall of Fame dinner, ironically enough, there were 3 lefties. Myself and the 2 other guys were all lefties. So I get up on the podium and say, how's the left tonight? And then somebody had made a comment. Somebody else made a comment about the righties having something to say about the left all the time. And I gave them my famous response: when a righty comes up to you as a lefty, any lefties in the show, I give you permission to use this. You get the footnote that I gave it to you.
That you invented it.
I invented this. When when they go up to you and say they wish they were left-handed, you could say, and that's great. Then you can suck with both hands.
It's too bad that you didn't write notes for your acceptance speech because you forgot the best line there ever was that you ever invented.
I can't believe I forgot that one. That wasn't me. That was Groucho Marx.
You stole the idea.
I forgot to say it. Groucho Marx once said he'll never join a club that'll have him as a member. I was going to say that at the Hall of Fame, that I was never going to join an organization that would have me as a member, but I forgot. Because I didn't have the other guys come up there with their phones. They're reading their speeches off the phones.
So what?
Come on.
You got to have
really?
What's the difference between a phone and a cue card?
Oh my God.
I mean, they could have had it like talk to text where they just had the phone say it.
Yeah, they could have done that.
A bunch of Stephen Hawking's up there.
They could have just sat down at the seat, put the button on, and said it.
I mean, they could have just FaceTimed in and somebody could have put their iPad up there at the podium.
Yeah, exactly. Why even have it? Everybody stay home and we'll just have a Zoom call. You all sign in, you'll see the reward. Great.
I think it's perfect. Why not?
No, it's not.
What kind of spread do they have? What kind of food do they have there?
It was good. The food was really good. It was a buffet. They had chicken. They had a roast pork. It was really good. I enjoyed the food. We had a good time.
Take any home from Rocco?
No. Rock was pissed off that we left at 4:30 and didn't get home till 8:30.
I would be too.
Yeah, he was upset. Yeah, I think he bought another movie. He did that one time.
Got a hold of your credit card debt.
No, he leaned on the remote and it brought up and then he moved again. And next thing I know, John Wick
4,
fourth one is on. I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah. Speaking of credit cards, this guy DD blames me for his credit card debt. He's watching all the reviews and buying a new ball every month. Hey,
exactly.
Like I always say, buying bowling balls is not as bad as a habit as certain other things. I mean, you could be into all sorts of bad habits, like I don't know, alcoholism, crack, gambling. Yeah.
Well, and I love selling bowling balls, but I hate to see people buy balls that they don't need. I'd rather have you be a loyal fan of Radical, and we'll tell you what you need when you need it.
Just listen to us. Don't listen to everybody else.
I'm serious. The other guy's trying to sell bowling balls to everybody. There were more times than not that I've told people, you don't need that ball. Wait a little bit first, or do something to it, or change the surface. And when they call the office, I'm that way. What do you got? Well, you don't need anything else. Don't buy another ball. But come and listen to us. We'll help you, and we give you all this information for free.
And we're only like the number 21 ranked podcast in all of bowling, rated
on 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock on a
3 o'clock on a Tuesday. We're even less on Tuesdays.
That's right, because allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's like, and who's doing the ratings? Why are we so low?
Why are we so low, right?
How did number one become number one, and how are we 20 something?
And we don't charge.
We don't charge
to answer questions.
Guitar Joe, when are we getting a new conspiracy, Phil? He wants a new conspiracy now. When is he going to get it?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, man. Good answer.
But it's coming.
Phil, how you feeling about the Yankees rotation? I'm
feeling pretty good about it. Stroman, I like a little.
I don't like. Yeah, I think he's gonna love New York until the first time he has a bad outing and they boo him.
Well, it happens. So then you know what? That's what happens. Then you go somewhere else. I don't know if this Blake Snell thing's gonna happen.
I don't know either. I think he's gonna have to take a shorter deal somewhere just to try again next year. Well, same with the dude Montgomery from Texas.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
No one wants to give 30-year-old pitchers.
No, but I think Blake will get the money he wants in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. If Nick can curve 54 boards, why can't I? It was actually 56 boards, 57 actually on the last one. Thank you very much.
Did you really?
Yeah, I do a series now as a follow-up on the reviews, how many boards I can cross with a ball.
Yeah.
Obviously going from coast to coast, trying to get it to like half board and then hook back. And I hit 57 boards crossed or something like that. And
how slow did you throw it?
I'd have to look, but probably like 14.
Oh, yeah, my speed.
Yeah, just with 3 times the rev rate.
3 times the rev rate.
Me.
Yeah, 3 times the rev rate.
Dave wants to know, how about a hitter, pearl, or hybrid? That's a great idea. What do you think about that, Phil?
Yeah, I thought about that too, Dave. Thanks. Again, soon.
Jason Miller says, if you want to bowl the Masters, you have to sign up within 2 hours. Last I heard, Belmo is still on the outside looking in. If that's true, that's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's pretty crazy if that's true.
Yeah. That's one way to break his major streak. Just don't let him in.
Let's see. Mark says, so glad Luke Rosedale is doing reviews. We are too. He became free agent, and now he's doing his reviews. He's got his little team over there. I think he's out of Kansas. I haven't watched
any yet, but yeah, I heard he does a really good job, and we're anxious to see what he has to say.
Yeah, he's already done a handful of them, and he's going to be doing going forward. He's not on staff anymore. He's free agent. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for objective reviews on our stuff. So yeah. I'm going to put up a question that I'm going to go find a winner, Phil. How about that?
Okay. So is it an easy question? Is it gonna be one of
I'm going to find a good one where you can just talk for
you have to do math.
I'm going to try to find one that you don't have to do any math.
Okay, good.
How about geography? Is that a better subject for you?
I like geography. Yeah. The only thing about geography is that a lot of the countries, the names change. I don't get that part either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it used to be Afghanistan. Now it's you Pakistan, and what's the other? A bunch of different names. People change names, country names. So maybe not geography.
All right. So no math, no geography.
No, I really like math. I like math because there's one answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those debates, you know. I like that. That's why I like developing and designing and working with the guys in designing bowling balls, because there's really only one way, you know, to get to where you're trying to get. Go ahead.
I'm going to put this one up, and you can talk about whatever you want. How about that?
All right.
But Dave says, if I can get up there, it's like talking to people that don't believe in facts when we're talking about our rant about the Purple Hammer.
Well, see, that's the whole problem. When somebody gets in their head that they have an end result to get to, the facts don't matter. And when you start dealing with that, it becomes more and more of a waste of time. You start out trying to be helpful, and then you find out that everything you say, the answer is no, 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 no. That's not the way. That's not the way. Even though you're showing them that. So, you know, what we try to do is going forward, try to not get into those discussions. You know, the Purple Hammer was a club rule. PBA is a club. They made the rule. When the governing body of our game that does the scientific with engineers that have engineer tools to do a study, and they tell you it's not the case, you sort of have to believe that. And you know, the PBA is a marketing tool for bowling. That's how we look at it. That's how I look at it. It's just simply another tool for marketing. It doesn't have the I don't want to say credibility that it used to have, but it's more of a made for TV entertainment type scenario. So, you know, when you look at it that way, you have to say, well, you know, they do things the way they want to do them, and we either don't play or we play. But the only reason we continue to play is because it's the marketing arm of bowling and it helps the industry. You know, you can't argue with people when they're not going to, they don't want to hear your side, you know, or they don't want to look at it. Yeah, just the way they are. I think Nick got a winner.
We do have a winner.
We do.
Is everybody ready for the winner?
I'm ready.
I know you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. We have picked a winner. And when we draw your name, mind you, you have exactly, get your clock ready. You got exactly 90 seconds to check in with us in the chat and let us know you're here. Now, if you're on YouTube and you have a separate handle, you know, I might have to ask you a question, what your, you know, where your email might be from, or something that could lead me to believe that that is you and not somebody else. So,
yeah,
without further ado, the winner this week.
The winner is
the wheel spin. Hold on, I got to get the wheel spin here.
Look at the wheel.
Bring it up for extra. All right, the winner this week of the giveaway, Josh Brown.
Josh Brown.
Josh Brown.
Go.
Are you in the chat? If you're here, We will give you 90 seconds. Phil
And
has
you
already
got it.
started.
I've started the clock. Right now you have 80 seconds.
He's a stickler for the rules. Let me tell you, folks. Josh Brown, if you're here, you want a wheel spin.
Come on, Josh.
Where you at? Check in,
Josh.
buddy.
Congrats, Josh. This guy's saying congrats, Josh. He didn't even do anything.
He says he's here.
Where?
He says he's here.
He is here. Yes, Josh. 27 seconds. Josh, the quickest time today.
You don't know what it was last week, so you can't compare it.
I don't know. I can't compare it.
Josh, what are you hoping to win? I see your email address there. It looks like you're a student. So what are you hoping to get, buddy? What are you hoping to win? Ooh. Is he looking for new shoes?
You tell him he's a student by his email address.
It's .edu.
And?
What does that mean? And
you
would have thought you invented that .edu. I thought you knew what it means.
Europe.
Tell me one. Yeah, go ahead. Keep on.
I don't know. Yeah. Europe University.
He's hoping for new shoes. So we're good to know that if you land on new shoes, he'll probably take them, right?
Right, but if he plans on a new ball, he may say no. Let's go for the shoes.
He's got plenty of bowling balls. He's hoping for new shoes. I'm hoping for you too, buddy. Here we go. Remember,
Josh,
if you don't like the first prize, you can ask us to spin again, and we will do that for you. Ready?
Come on, new shoes, Josh.
Let's go. Let's go. 3-ball Arsenal. Come on, 3-ball Arsenal.
No, he doesn't want them. He has plenty of balls. He doesn't need that. He needs new shoes.
Oh, it's a chamois.
Oh, you got a chamois.
What do you say, Josh? You want to keep the chamois? I mean, everybody needs a good chamois, right? But you tell us.
Now and then. That's right.
Does he want the chamois? It's a nice chamois. One of the best. Let me tell you, I saw other chamois, and they're not as good as our chamois.
As good as we're the chamois company there is.
I wish I could do the impersonation, but I just can't. Like, yeah, our chamois are the best. I've seen other chamois, not as good. Not as good. Our chamois are great. All right. Come on, Josh. Let us know what you want.
Balls. What is he? He's going to want to spin again.
I know.
But we got to wait.
Gotta re-roll the chamois. I mean, you might get a ball cup. You might get a chamois again. I don't know. But hey, I'm going to give it a spin. Yeah. We're re-rolling it. We're spinning again. You ready?
Re-roll.
Here we go. Oh, that's a big spin. Here's my hand.
We have all day. Don't worry about it.
Come on.
All day.
Come on. Grand prize.
Burned out those bearings. Here it is.
New ball.
New ball.
Josh. He didn't want a new ball. So he got a new ball. He had plenty of bowling balls. Well, guess what, buddy? Maybe you can trade him for some shoes.
You're going to get another one.
You're going to get
Nick what you want.
Yep. I'll send you an email, Josh, after we're all done here. Might be in the morning, but we'll get you an email and we'll get that set up for you. Whatever you want, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can wait till first week of March.
I mean, we're not going to wait.
No, we can't wait.
It's got to be now.
Got to be now. Pick your ball. Yeah, he'll do it. Good deal.
He says that works. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome, Josh. Congratulations on the win.
Congratulations.
Like I said, I'll email you after. But that was our show today, Phil.
That was it, man. Next week we're back on. How many people? I want to write this down. How many people?
We only had like 320. We had almost 400 last week.
That's because you weren't on the show.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. You were. All right. Let's see how we do next week. Maybe your topic you picked was terrible.
You know what? How about this?
What?
Come up with a topic yourself.
I did. I came up with this one.
No, you did not.
Oh, that was your topic? I came up with last week's topic.
What topic was that?
I don't know.
I came up with that topic too.
I invented that.
It was new balls last week. You didn't come up with nothing.
I invented the new balls.
That wasn't any of your bowling balls. It wasn't any of your bowling balls.
It didn't have to be. I invented the new bowling ball. So anyway,
we're back on Wednesday. Please tune in again. You know, we need to get over.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
And I'll try to go through. I didn't get a chance to go through last week's questions. I'll try to go through last week and this week if I can. I got tied up a little bit. And I got to get with Nick on how to go through the ones on YouTube.
Oops. They're saying that you invented topics, but I disagree because you haven't invented any topics lately. Do you even remember the last top 5 you came up with?
Yeah, it was
neither can I.
It was the bowling, the biggest gag shots, or that was one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
whatever.
Raise your hand in the chat if you want to see a top 5 by Phil next week. Oh, there he goes. He's raising his hand.
I'll see you guys next week. Nick.
Yep.
Try to keep it on and work on your internet next week, will you? Your Wi-Fi, because this week you sucked.
You'd think I'd have the best internet in the building, being I'm right by the servers.
But you're the IT guy.
I'm not the IT guy.
You're an IT guy.
I'm just an IT guy compared to you. I'm the all-knowing Best Buy guru. I'm the Geek Squad to you.
You are.
We got people raising their hands like crazy. So yeah,
you have one job to do, and it's stay on the podcast
online. Yeah,
stay
online. I needed a break. I had a union break.
Yeah,
I unionized this podcast without you knowing. See you guys.